Hello and welcome to my channel. I am still counting down to my retirement in 11 weeks. I have had 2 weeks of vacation and I have 5 to go. I did such a terrible mistake. I talked and of course there were no sound. So I have to do it again. So this second time will maybe be a bit shorter, but I still going through. It's a sort of typical newbie mistake. Okay, okay. Then now I have done that, right? I will not do that mistake again, I hope. Before I get into what I've been doing this past week, I need to talk about something specific and very unique. And that is Go Norway. Yay! I'm not a football fan. I never really watch football. Not terribly interested. But since Norway entered the World Cup, I of course had to see. And in the last video I talked about this experience of being down in the center, heading home late at night together with very many other football fans, and how silent it was. Since then, fast forward a few days, Norway won against the Ivory Coast, and on Sunday it was a huge fight between Norway and Brazil. And the reason that is so special is that Brazil has won several World Cups. It's a country that has really, during a few years, really ruled the World Cup, played samba football, and was very good. But they have never conquered, they have never won over Norway, oddly enough. They have won over several other countries, but not Norway. And on Sunday it was another match between Norway and Brazil. And oh my, it was such an amazing football match. So tense. It mattered so much to both teams, right? When Norway won, the reaction in Norway was amazing. Almost 100,000 people went down to the city in front of the palace, the castle in Norway where the king lives, and celebrated. Whole of Karl Johan, the large and main street in Oslo, was packed with people. There's something special about this. We are now in the quarterfinals, and Norway has never been in the quarterfinals, ever, in the World Cup history. So of course it means a lot to us, and the Norway as a country. It's hard to describe the feeling, I think. I do not think I managed to convey the feeling so well. The next match is on Saturday, and it's between Norway and England. And England is of course a very famous, renowned World Cup master, and it will be very, very exciting and interesting to see that match between the two teams. I do not know the chances for Norway. I know England is very keen on getting the cup, winning the cup. I do not know. But anyway, getting to the quarterfinals for Norway is just a win in itself. I'm not really sure I will be able to see that match because I do not think I have the nerves to see it. Maybe I will just postpone it and just check on my phone if there are any goals, and then maybe go back to see it in real time. I'm not sure. But anyway, I need to talk about this. I needed to have this event in my vlog for this week because it's so big for Norway. However, I was in another country, not far, just the border is 2 hours away. It's to Sweden, and I have family in Sweden and I drove to meet them there. And it's a 7-hour drive. Yeah, it's a 7-hour drive. It's a bit far, but the roads in Sweden are fantastic. The roads in Norway here down south is also good, but roads in Sweden are much better, and in Sweden you are able to drive in 120 kilometers an hour. We are not able to do so in Norway legally. I generally do not drive that fast most of the time. I use an electric car, and it's no point really, because then you have to charge longer, so I do not really gain any time by driving so fast. And it, of course, it's due to safety as well. It's interesting because there's a lot of trading going on between Norway and Sweden. Not so much Swedes coming to Norway to buy things, but Norwegians traveling to Sweden to buy things. And just across the border there are several big stores that are catered to Norwegians coming to buy food especially. And there are a few items that are much cheaper in Sweden than they are in Norway. And I have a list here if you are interested. I have a list here. So yeah, meat is of course much cheaper. It's 40 to 60% cheaper in Sweden than it is in Norway. No wonder people go there, right? Of course, tobacco and alcohol. We have very strict tobacco laws in Norway, and the government do not really want people to smoke. I mean, who would? So the price on tobacco is terribly high. It's artificially high. And the same with alcohol. And alcohol in Sweden is much cheaper. So that is the main reason people travel to Sweden, to buy alcohol and tobacco. We cannot buy all we want, of course. We have sort of a limit that we can take back from and travel across the border with. And there's candy and soda. Soda not so much now, because all the stores usually have offers, but candy, yes, very much so, because Norway has a sugar tax. Again, not something we want people to eat, so we have a high sugar tax. And then we have something else, that's, yeah, cheese. Cheese and dairy products are also much cheaper in Sweden than it is in Norway. I do not think this is very typical for Norway, Sweden. I think it's typical for all these borders. So I know that in Denmark they travel to Germany, in Sweden they travel to Denmark, yeah, it's also an interesting little thing. And up in north of Norway, they used to travel to Russia across the border. They do not that anymore, obviously, but yeah, border crossings are very can be very lucrative. Not so much for my type of household, but for families, it can be very you can save a lot of money on traveling to Sweden to buy food. Do you travel across the border to buy cheaper food? And if so, where do you travel to? Maybe it's another country, maybe it's another state. Please leave a comment below. I am so interested to hear. The travel to Sweden was not because I wanted to buy food. It was to visit my family down in Lund. And Lund is an old university town, and it's so beautiful. I have a few pictures that I took of both the hotel I visited and the streets. So this is where I stayed. It's the Grand Hotel in Lund. It's a beautiful old hotel that is very central in Lund. It did cost a bit staying here, I must admit, but it was well worth it. Beautiful. And this is the salon where you get to eat a great buffet. This is breakfast, by the way. And here is my room where I stayed. Beautiful bath with a bathtub, which is so luxurious. And so close to, as I said, the city, very central. And this is what we call Bantorget in Lund. And here's a few pictures from Lund. As I mentioned, it's an old town, and they have been very clever and very good in saving these old buildings. And when they are building new buildings, they are making sure that they look something of the same. You can see old and new here in this street as well. It's been a bit colder a few days now, so we have been able to cool ourselves down, but we are heading into another heat wave. And as a Norwegian or a Scandinavian or a European or whatever, I do not care for heat as much. I cannot deal with it as well. Anything above 25 Celsius degrees is too much for me. And we will head into the 30s on Thursday and Friday. And that's about 86 Fahrenheit. I looked it up, I think that's correct. And that's too much for me. I know many are used to much higher degrees and much hotter climate. For me, it's much easier to handle the cold, because you can just put on layers and layers and layers of clothing and you can still keep warm. But it's a bit different with heat. So the thing is that in Norway you do not have air condition as much. There are air condition in large stores, in hotels, etc. But not so much in buildings. We do not build with air condition. We might start to do that now, but previously we did not. This country, when we build for cold. So our buildings are very isolated, insulated, to keep the cold out. But that does not work when it's heat. So I invested in sort of a oscillating floor fan, I think it's called. Yeah. These two past weeks that I have had a vacation has been so social. I usually am not so social during the summer months because everybody is traveled outside of Norway. They are on the cabins, and when I see them they are sort of back from the cabins, just packing out and packing new suitcases to be traveling outside again. But now I have my own bubble time, my own time to work on my different projects, I hope. And there's so many things to do. I have an easel that is staring at me. I have a garden that I have neglected for so long. I have many other crafty projects that I need to do. And I want to go outside and spend some time down in the city while it's summer. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm going to try to use my 5 weeks vacation to its fullest. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.